My mystery school, along with every mystery school that ran along that shore, was attacked. The reason why they attacked our mystery schools and where President Alaska is at right now is because we were like the Pentagon of the realm. Now, Atlanta was the capital of the realm because Atlanta is the capital of Atlantis, and the whole realm is Atlantis. However, we did have a security system that was kind of like in the form of the Pentagon, which is where they get it from. And that was located in where President Alaska is at, and that's where I was at. That's where my school was at. That's where my family was at. You know, I had 15 plus wives. I had over 300 kids. You know what I'm saying? I remember all this shit. Like yesterday, I remember like us playing, running around, having fun, joking, laughing, all of that because it's above so below. We've been having that. We've been doing that. But when they came out with that machinery and they froze up them schools, and I remember us trying to fight back and we was instantly frozen up. You know what I'm saying? So, I remember that. You know, I remember that in that lifetime. And then, man, like I say, man, they killed millions of us. Like, I even remember seeing while we were in a frozen state, we kind of like died slowly. A lot of us died inside of the ice. Like, we didn't just die. A lot of us just like froze up and died slowly, or just literally, you know, like it was crazy. But I remember literally, as I was leaving my avatar, transcending the realm, I remember seeing all the dead bodies piled up because we were so big back then. Like I say, we stood 50 feet at the smallest. You know what I'm saying? We stood 50 feet at the smallest of us was 50 foot tall. So I remember just seeing so many bodies being piled up as I was leaving the realm. And then I remember leaving the realm and going into that light, like they show you on Soul. And I remember going into that light, and it really be like that. There'd be so many other souls. There'd be like a grand gathering. Everybody be like hanging out, kicking it, talking. You know, it do be people like that trying to figure out what happened, what's going on. It really be like that. I remember all this shit vividly. And I remember going back into that light. And when I went back into that light, I came back again. But that time I was Tucson El Overture. And then it was the same shit. You know what I'm saying? So when I was Tucson El Overture, you know, they was oppressing us in Haiti. And they don't really tell y'all about this because in that war, it's the only war we actually defeated them with our magic after the fall. When we was in Haiti, we won that war because we tapped into the forces of nature, the water, the wind, the sun, the fire. That's how we was able to win that war during the Haitian Revolution, you know. And I remember in that lifetime, it was kind of like this one where I knew I had a calling, but I couldn't quite touch on it. You know what I'm saying? I kind of hid myself all the way till I got, you know, of age to where, you know, I was able to witness and see certain things that was going on in Haiti, and I was able to connect with the ancestors. Then I ended up connecting then, and I started meditating this Tucson El Overture, and that's how I was able to get the direction of what to do to lead us, who were called Haitians in the country I was in at that time. Because you got to think, when I came back into that lifetime, we had fell even more in frequency. So from where it was before I left originally, you know what I'm saying? Keep in mind, before they came, our avatars never died at all. We literally just went in and out of them at will, like the movie Avatar. So, and when I was Tucson Overture, I was snaked the same way, you know. But we won that war, and then I was snaked later on, and then I left. And then when I left that lifetime, when I seen that moon like that second time, my second lifetime, I didn't go into it. I turned around, and I told y'all this in my soul harvesting video way before Soul came out. You know how it go. And when I turned around, it was nothing but darkness. I turned away from the light. I turned my back to the light, and it was nothing but darkness. And I went to the darkness, and when I went to the darkness, I broke free, and I was able to go through these. They show them to you in Soul too. You go through these quantum realms, because the quantum realm is another word. It's just a fancy word for physical. I mean for astral realm. You know, quantum realm, spiritual realm, astral realm. That's the same thing. So you do really break through the astral realms. It's like 3-4 little different veils. So at the moment of what they call death, you be up in what they call space. So I broke through the quantum realms. And when I broke through the quantum realms, you know, I was able to float freely again. And that's how I made my way back to our home planet, which is Xylenthia on the Sirius star system. And when I made it back then, I was shown the depths of everything because I was one of the few that actually broke past the moon. A lot of us haven't broke past the moon. We have. It's probably maybe a couple thousand of us that actually broke past that moonlight since they took over. So when I broke past the moonlight, it's funny that in Soul they showed them giving him a second chance at the end because they were so inspired by him. It was kind of like the same thing with me. Like I had broke past, you know, that veil. So then it was more like now that I'm able to float freely, I'm able to travel and go as I please. And then traveling and going as I please on our home planet, which is Xylenthia, Sirius X in the Sirius star system. When you do break past the moon, our leaders, our head council, which is a council of 9 women, 9 goddesses, they be so happy, and then we got so much love back at home because there's so many of us that never even left to even try to experience other planes and realms. All of us didn't leave this realm. Didn't leave our home planet. Remember, we are souls. So we literally leave the realm as souls and we just go visit other realms. Right? But all of us didn't do that. It's a lot of our people that's never left. So, they be back home rooting for us, the ones that had the courage to journey off from home and venture into these bodies and different realities. Right? Because that take courage. So, I remember standing in line and because they asked who wanted to sign up to go back to Earth because for the war or whatever. So nigga, I signed up quick. Nigga, I'm like, put me in, coach. And at that time we was sitting in class and they was showing us like everything that was going on here on Earth. And at that time the year was 1968 or 67. It was right after Dr. King, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X had both just got killed. Right? So the planet was moving into a lower vibration because there was a portal that opened in 1950 that was causing a shift, and they closed it by killing Malcolm X and all them leaders. So I knew that I wanted to come back here at a time right when the shift was transpiring, so I picked 1986. So, I picked 1986, then I picked my mom, I picked my dad. I seen they was located in Chicago. Chicago has a lot of esoteric history to its energy. Chicago, Detroit, New York, LA, New Orleans. Majority of all these major cities, they are major cities for a reason because they are main energy footholds for where there's a lot of energy at that they took from us during the war. And now they control it. That's another reason why they created the violence in Chicago, New York. All these places where the violence and the crime rate is high, they created the shit. So, but yeah, though, that's why, because they know where all the ancient energy is at. So they built cities over all your ancient energy fields and call them cities. So, that's what was going on. So yeah, I was in line waiting to come back. You know what I'm saying? I was like, shit, I'm coming back down there then. Because it was like, I asked, I'm like, shit, do I have to go through my main concern was coming back was, do I have to go through the whole trying to break past the moon shit again? And they assured me like, no, you don't have to go through that because you broke that already. And by the time you get down there, you're going to be a main factor in that war to help awaken more of the gods and goddesses who've been trapped. So y'all going to help destroy the moon. That's what I was told. So